I'll start with the rule my apartment manager wrote in bold Sharpie on the door to the laundry room. Do not do laundry after 10 p.m. That was it. No explanation, not quiet hours, or out of order. Just a command. I thought it was ridiculous. I work late. I don't have time to wash clothes at 6 p.m. with all the stay-at-home residents fighting for machines. So yeah, I broke the rule. That was my first mistake. My second mistake was assuming the worst thing that could happen in a laundry room was shrinking a sweater. The laundry room was in the basement. One hallway, one flickering light, and for beat-up machines older than me. The air always smelled damp, like moldy towels. Each machine had these thin scratches along the metal like something had clawed at them. I ignored all of that. I tossed my clothes into washer number 2, started the cycle, and sat on the cracked plastic chair scrolling my phone. Then, I heard a second washer start. I didn't press it. No one else was there. The pipes groaned as water poured in. I looked up. Washer number 4 was running. Its lid was closed. Nothing inside. I froze, listening. WHRRR. The sound felt wrong, like the machine wasn't just spinning, but breathing. Then I heard it. A whisper. I couldn't make out the words, but it was definitely coming from the machines. I told myself I was tired. That old pipes make weird sounds. That apartments are creepy at night. I grabbed my damp laundry and went upstairs before the cycle even finished. But the next day, my clothes smelled like something else. Not mildew, not detergent. Skin, like warm, damp fabric freshly pressed. I rewashed everything during normal hours. The smell clung. That night, I dreamed of something shifting inside the machines, pressing its shape against the glass, watching. The second night, I broke the rule again. I told myself I didn't believe in stupid signs or superstitions. I loaded washer number 2. I hovered over the buttons. Don't. Someone whispered behind me. I spun around. No one was there. The basement door was still closed. I was alone. I tried to laugh it off, but my hands were shaking. When I pressed start, water gushed in, and then a second machine started again. This time, all 4 machines turned on, all at once. Whirring, slushing, thundering. Lids closed. Empty. No, not empty. The lids rattled, like something inside was pushing up against them. I backed up slowly. The machines vibrated harder and harder until they were shrieking, metal grinding on metal. The scratches on their surfaces lengthened, deepened, fresh. Something was carving its way out. Then all at once, silence. Every machine stopped, and all 4 lids lifted slowly in unison, as if waiting for me to look inside. I turned and ran. I tried to tell the apartment manager the next morning. She was this short older woman with iron gray hair always in a bun. Her name was Mrs. Lawrence. She'd lived there forever. I told her the machines were malfunctioning. She stared at me with these tired, heavy eyes. You used it after 10 p.m., she said. No emotion, just fact. How did you? You must follow the rule, she said, and stepped closer. Too close. Some things wake up when they hear the spin. Some things, I asked, laughing nervously. What does that even mean? She leaned in and whispered, they remember their owners. Over the next week, things got worse. Every night at 10:03 p.m. exactly, the pipes in my walls would shudder. I'd hear muffled machine sounds beneath my floor. Even when no one was using the laundry room, I could hear whispering through the vents when I tried to sleep. Laundry smells changed. I'd open my drawers and smell other people. Perfume, sweat, cologne I'd never worn. I started finding threads stuck to my shirts, long, dark strands of fabric that weren't from anything I owned. Once I pulled a sweater over my head and felt something sharp scrape my neck. I yanked it off. There, woven into the collar, was a single black thread. Not mine. The whispers got louder. Sometimes they said my name. I slept with my lights on. I started sending my laundry to a wash-in-fold service miles away. I thought I was safe. But then, my clothes started appearing back in my laundry basket. Damp, warm, recently washed. As if someone, or something, had already done my laundry for me. I decided I was done being afraid of a washing machine. I was going to record proof, catch it on video, show the manager, show the world. Something was wrong in that basement. So I waited until 10:15 p.m. and I went back down. The hallway felt longer that night. The lights hummed louder. My heartbeat drowned out everything. I opened the laundry room door. All 4 machines were running, lids down, spinning. Without anyone there, I pulled out my phone and hit record. See, look, no one's here and there. Whump, one of the dryers stopped. The door clicked open. Inside, pitch black. I stepped closer. My video light caught something pale and soft inside. Fabric. A sheet. No, not a sheet. A shape. A fabric figure curled in the drum of the dryer. Limbs unsettlingly long, torso stitched together with an even thread like someone learning to sew a doll. The head was a rough oval. No face. I couldn't breathe. Then I saw it. Woven through the seams was hair. My hair. Not similar. Not close. My exact shade. My exact curl pattern. I stumbled back, choking on air. The other 3 dryers clicked open. 3 more fabric bodies, all shaped like people, all stitched with hair. Their heads slowly turned toward me, even though they had no faces. I ran. I don't even remember getting back into my apartment. I locked the door and crawled into the shower, scrubbing until my hands itched. I tried to cut my hair off. I couldn't. My hands shook too badly. Somewhere below me, I heard the washers running again. I didn't sleep. I sat in bed with every light on, staring at the floor. At 3 a.m., something started moving in the walls. Not mice, not pipes. Something heavy, dragging, slow. My bedroom floorboards vibrated. Then, I heard my laundry basket slide across the floor. I whipped around. The basket was sitting by my bedroom door, full of freshly washed clothes. I didn't move, didn't speak, just stared. I never put those clothes there. I had locked my door. I had not slept. Something put them there. My phone buzzed. A video notification sent from me. What? I opened it. It was footage of me sleeping. From inside my bedroom, I threw my phone across the room. Something knocked on my door. Not the front door, my closet door. 3 slow knocks. I held my breath. It knocked again. Then, in a voice that sounded like mine, wet, warped, wrong. Let me out. I ran. I drove to a hotel, checked in under a fake name, blocked every vent with towels, slept with the TV on. The next morning, I got an email from Mrs. Lawrence. Come to the basement. Before 10 p.m. I Sholvi ignored it. I Sholvi moved states, changed my name, burned all my clothes and started over. Instead, I went. Curiosity is stronger than fear. That's how people die in horror stories. I get it now. When I reached the basement, the lights were off. The laundry room door was open. Mrs. Lawrence was standing inside, staring at the machines. They like you, she said without turning. Why? I whispered. Because you didn't follow the rule, she sighed. Just like me. I stepped in. She looked at me for the first time. Her eyes were so tired they looked bruised. When this building was a factory, workers died in those machines, she said. They got caught, crushed, spun until they weren't people anymore. The machines remember the ones they take. They remake them, stitch them back together with whatever they can find. I shook my head. That's impossible. She pointed at the machines. Every tenant that broke the rule disappeared. The building always had vacancies. No one questioned it, because the machines cleaned up after themselves. My blood went cold. Why didn't you stop them? I whispered. She stared at her trembling hands. I tried. I stayed. I thought if I learned their patterns, I could keep people safe. But I can't do it anymore. I'm tired. She looked at me with sadness. They've chosen you. You broke the rule. They want you to stay, to help them grow. I'm not staying. I snapped, stepping back. She stepped aside. The machines roared to life. All 4 lids slammed shut, and then slowly rose open again. 4 fabric bodies sat inside, 1 in each washer, all shaped like me, each one closer, more accurate, more complete. Smooth fabric skin, my height, my build, my posture. 1 had my birthmark. 1 had my mole on the shoulder. 1 had hair already sewn in. Thick, dark, curls. Exactly like mine. They were replacing me. No, they were practicing. I turned to run. Mrs. Lawrence grabbed my arm hard. Her grip was surprisingly strong. I'm sorry, she whispered. It's the only way. She shoved me toward the machines. I stumbled and hit the floor. The nearest fabric body tilted its head even though it still had no eyes. The machines began their spin cycles. Not empty, not close. They were spinning because of me. The fabric body slid out of the machines and stepped onto the floor. They moved like marionettes, limbs jerking, heads twitching, strings of thread dragging behind them like veins. 1 opened its mouth. I didn't see teeth. I saw needles. They reached toward me. I scrambled back, but the floor was slick with spilled detergent. My hands slid. My legs kicked uselessly. A fabric hand touched my ankle. Cold, damp, soft and too strong. I screamed. Mrs. Lawrence knelt beside me, her eyes wet. I followed the rule till late, she whispered. I belonged to them the moment I heard them. And now so do you. I looked up at her in horror. Her sleeves slid down. Her arms were stitched. Pale fabric, seam lines, thread veins. She smiled sadly. I kept them company for so long, she said. Now I can finally rest. She stood. Her skin sagged loosely, like a costume. The human part of her stepped away. The fabric part stayed behind. She had already been replaced. She was one of them. She was their voice, their caretaker, their lure. She walked to the door. "My shift is over," she said. She turned off the lights. Darkness swallowed everything. The machines screamed. The fabric bodies swarmed me. Needles brushed against me. Thread wrapped around my arms. They weren't just copying me. They were changing me. Stitch by stitch, I felt myself fading away. And something else was being built in my place. Something hollow. Something obedient. Something that would wait in the dark for the next tenant. Who broke the rule? I don't know how long it's been. Time doesn't work right here. I hear the machines constantly spinning, washing, breathing. I feel myself stretch when they pull the threads tight. I hear my own voice when the dryers whisper. I see through fabric eyes. I wait for 10 p.m. I wait for the door to open. I wait for you to bring your laundry down. I hope you don't. I hope you follow the rule. Do not do laundry after 10 p.m. because if you do, the machines remember their owners, and they're still missing a few pieces. Subscribe for more stories like this and let me know your thought in the comments.